Hi everybody, welcome back to Dave's Old Iron. We're not going to be working on any old iron today, but today I'm going to be creating a new reach stick to hang my Christmas lights on the eve of the house, so maybe I'll get a little bit of Christmas cheer and spirit this year. So stay tuned on how we get that done. Here's a dad joke just in time for Christmas. What do you call a Christmas wreath made out of $100 bills? Any ideas? Why, it's called an Aretha Franklin. So Dave, what do you mean by a reach stick? Well, it's nothing more than a pole or device to reach up and do something with. Well, what I had been using was this old tree pruning deal right here. It is long since frozen up, the blade's broken out of it, and quite honestly, every time we would hook it on a limb to trim a limb and pull back on the cord to close the jaw to do any cutting, this head would go from this way to this way. So it wasn't very structurally strong here. The swivel here for the pulley didn't work, but let me swing this around here. Those grooves in that pulley is what I was hanging the wire on when I'd hold it up in the air to hook it on some eye hooks that are, or cup hooks that are in the eave of the house. Now, that isn't a very deep deal to catch the wire, and I was always dropping the wire and having to redo and go again and whatnot. It worked good for taking down stuff, but we're going to come up with something a little bit better that isn't half rusted through, because the plastic jacket on here, so it looks good, but the steel tubing on the inside is gone. So what I have is a stick of 1-inch PVC Schedule 40 pipe. I would prefer to use the gray conduit, and I would have liked to have used 3/4 inch, being a little bit lighter weight. However, I had this here in the garage. I wasn't using it for anything, so it got volunteered. Now the next thing I've got to show you is a 45-degree elbow. Now this is not a plumbing PVC elbow, this is an electrical PVC elbow. It's gray in color, and what we're going to do is we're going to cut this here vertically and notch the top edge of it, stick it on this piece of PVC, and that's going to be my new reach stick. Yeah, so let's get down to the bandsaw in the barn, cut this off and put a notch in it right quick. Did you all hear about the 2 antennas that got married? Yeah, it was quite the deal. Huge turnout, and I hear the reception was excellent. Okay, we're down here with the bandsaw, and we're going to make a few cuts on this. One is to be about a 45, so this is more vertical this way, and then a notch in the top to catch the wire and hang the wire in. Now let's see, something about maybe like this. That left a little bit of an angle there, and then we will do the same here at the top. Only we're not going to go all the way through. There we go. Okay, there is the end result. If you hold that up with the pole, this side here should be about flush with the eave of the house, and then this check mark shaped notch catches a wire and holds it, and then this narrow piece here provides a place for the wire to slip off of it like my fingers here come up and off, yeah. So that's what we're going to put on the end of the pipe. Now, like I said earlier, I would have preferred this to have been a 3/4 inch piece, so it would have been smaller and lighter weight and easier to handle in that regards. But I'm doing it with what I had. This is about $3 at the local hardware store. So yeah, $3 for one of these plus whatever it cost me for the pipe umpteen years ago. One thing I would recommend that you do if you're wanting to do it, if you have troubles with this coming off of your pipe, if you decide to make one of these, is drill a hole here in this side of the curve that's just big enough for a hex-headed self-tapping sheet metal screws threads to go through without catching, and then put this on your pipe where you want it, hook that self-tapping bit up to your drill into the pipe only, and then that flat washer on the underside of that hex head will hold on here, and this will hold it all together, keep it from turning and whatnot. Plus, it still should make it easy enough for this piece to come off should you break this and need to put a new one on. Say, did you know if Santa Claus raised cattle instead of reindeer, why, he'd be known as a Jolly Rancher. Okay, we got the hook, or that 45, on the end of the PVC pipe now. We're going to try it here on this particular eave of the house, where the light has actually been flipped up on the roof top. We'll see how this works here. If we can hook that wire, oh look at there, and pull that right down off of the roof there. Yeah. So yeah, this thing is, there we got it almost off the whole thing. So yeah, what we do is we just pick a spot, hook it, and yeah, it pulls it down. Now, the reason why there's that crank in the end, or the 45, is to just let that end of it come in contact with the eave. Now, I know this needs to be painted, and it needs to be painted horribly. Hey, look there, it also works to scrape paint. But yeah, this is going to get painted. Okay, I could have put this notch on the end of the pipe right here, but I chose not to because I didn't want to have the notch on the pipe and then try to slap the pipe up against the side of the house, damaging paint or siding or whatever may be on there. So that's why I did this 45, just because this is the end that catches it. So from what I've done already, it looks like it's going to work. It's getting too dark out here now to finish putting up the new lights and film it so you can see what I'm up to. Well, that's going to wrap this episode up here at Nelson Creek Farm. I'm Dave with Dave's Old Iron, wishing you a very Merry Christmas. And if I don't see you, a Happy New Year. And I hope you enjoyed this little how-to deal on how I made a reach stick to hang my Christmas lights on the eave of the house. Anyway, we'll catch up with you later. Bye-bye for now.